watching FAITHWORLD TV. FAITHWORLD TV, changing the world with the Word of God.
A very good afternoon, good morning, and good evening from wherever you're watching us. Yes, we are live here in London to discuss a very, very important issue. Now, over the past many years, probably over 100 years, women were not allowed to vote. And so that also reflected on who was allowed to be a leader. We saw that many women were not put at the forefront of leadership. Now, since 1960, we've only had 62 countries that have had women in executive powers. That means either in a position of a president or prime minister or governor. Now, today we can count only 7 female presidents. Mauritius had one, Malawi. Right now we have President Nandi in Namibia, and of course we have Samia in Tanzania. So overall in Africa, we've only had 7 female presidents, a country that has 54 wonderful, a continent that has 54 wonderful countries. Now, is that enough? You see, outside Africa, here in the UK, we've had Margaret Thatcher, we've had Theresa May, we had Liz Truss, who, even though she was there for just a few days, she did step in and become a leader. Now, the question we're asking you today is, do you think it's our turn as women to take on leadership? Is it our turn to become leaders? Is it time for us to not compete with the men, but step forward and become those leaders that we want the world to see? Now, joining me today is an aspirant of Ekiti State 2026 elections as a governor. And you know what? Here on the show, I'm already blessing her. It is a done deal. Welcome on the show, Honorable Mrs. Ogun Funmilayo. How you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm good, and it's nice to be here with you this afternoon.
You know what? I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, did we ever think those many years ago that we would one day sit here and discuss women leadership and also talk about aspiring to become a governor yourself? I'm aspiring to become a president. These were, conversations that were not heard. They were not even whispered. But today, we can talk about this. We're here. Now, yes, we can talk about this, but I know, Honorable, it's still difficult, isn't it?
It is. It is still difficult because we have a lot of challenges, issues that has deterred women from getting to this position.
Right.
In fact, under normal circumstances, we're not supposed to even talk about should a woman lead. It should be a normal thing, but it's still complex. But multifaceted. It is an issue that we need to discuss because we have not gotten to that point that we need to get to in leadership as women.
But when we say that we need to discuss, is it something that we as women need to discuss on our own, within our roundtables, within our conferences, or do we have to open the door and invite men into these conversations?
We have to invite men because the ratio between women's participation and men is so wide.
It's so wide, but Honorable, so who is the problem though? Who is the problem when it comes to voting?
I would say we are.
Women?
As women, yes, because like in Nigeria and in my state, precisely Ekiti State, women are more registered as voters than men.
Really?
Yes.
What percentage? What percentage? 70%, 60%? What would you say?
Women about 60% registered.
Wow.
Than men in Ekiti State. And even in Nigeria as a whole, women are more registered as voters. And women participate more in politics. But the question that arises, and I keep on pondering on over and over, is why are we not voting ourselves into these positions?
I don't know. I could maybe lack of confidence. Could that be?
I think because
lack of confidence in another woman.
See, If
Oh,
you
right. That's a
that
very
is the
strong
thing.
word,
Jealous.
honorable.
We jealous each other. We don't see each other. We don't lift up each other. You know, for example, even with the little percentage that women, opportunity women has been given in leadership positions, how many have lifted up another woman? How many have lifted up another woman? They get there and they forget the other women.
I mean, I see in Nigeria the other day about Senator Natasha. I saw some women out there protesting against,
That is what I
the
say.
president.
Women lifting women. That is the main problem we have.
Yeah.
We need to speak. For us to invite men to come into to support us, we should support ourselves. We need to support ourselves. Like we met and see.
Here we are. I thought, you know what?
Other.
You want to go for governorship? Come on. Let me give you a platform.
Yes.
But in all honesty, women, we've got our hands in different pies. Could it be because we're busy with other things and maybe we're not taking, governance or leadership seriously?
I do. Yeah. Our cultural background started this issue. Yeah. When you feel a woman's place is just meant to support the man, not to also take the lead. To
be in the kitchen.
Yeah, or the other room. So that cultural background is a serious barrier. But we are with advanced technology, with a lot of discussions, training, education. People are getting to understand that women's place is not just at the background. Women are also supposed to. Women are really talented.
Yes.
There are a lot of studies, psychologists there and there, carry a lot of studies to prove the fact that any woman involved in any circle, in any organization, has the capacity, the potential to excel.
To step forward and become a leader in that region.
And to build up that organization, to make the organization excel in whatsoever the organization is involved in. Also in leadership, in politics or any other sector. The way God gifted men, He also gifted women. We have the capacity, we have the intellect, we have women that have been involved, have excelled. That's well, right. Let's talk about Director General of World Trade Organization, Okonjo-Iweala. These are second term. This is controlling trade, and she's doing well. Yeah. Look at the female presidents we have in Africa. They are doing well.
They're doing extremely well. Samia's doing extremely well. I mean, look at just say, what's her name, Merkel. She led Germany for 16 years and 6 days, just to be precise. And she was excellent, know. As women, we should see that. Whoever's in office, we should see what they're doing, what they're driving. And then how can we also group and go with her? But, going back to what you're saying, that we're not doing ourselves a favor. We're not supporting ourselves. What do you think we can do to curb this? Because it's a big issue. Like, I'm going into 2027 and I'm looking at, are those women really going to support me? Yeah. So how can we curb this?
Number one thing is we need to talk to ourselves. Education. Programs like this.
Yes.
We need to have a roundtable discussion. Or we need to come together, discuss what are the problems, why are we not supporting ourselves, why should we support ourselves, what should we do to lift up one another. Then we need to involve the men, because the men, they are like we have in Nigeria, the National Assembly, you have just 3 men among men. So men have been opportune.
3 women.
3 women among men. Yes.
Among how many men? Assembly. How many men in the National
Assembly? Over 100 men.
Over 100 men.
Yes, and we had
3 women.
Yes.
Whoa. Those numbers don't add up. Not in 2025. They do not add up.
They do not add up.
Yes. Wow.
So this, and I believe some of them knows the importance of women, because what women go through, the experiences women have. When women get involved, it's grooming for better it's for diversity and inclusiveness.
Right. That's it.
Yes, because ideas when you're just men there, when women comes in, there are various ideas, experiences brought into play. We help also in improvements in other aspects, of governance or in the organization whatsoever.
We've really scaled up. We've gone that scale higher. But I'm thinking in terms of us being leaders, our continent still has that hostile environment where from a young age, girls are always at the back. Yeah. Even in terms of education, educate the boy first, and then the girl, the girl needs to stay behind. Generally in the home, the woman, you're not even supposed to whisper, you're just supposed to be seen sometimes. So I think that hostile environment, I call it hostile because I think that it's unfair that women were treated that way. Yeah. In some cases, women are still being treated that way. So I think that we should go back to the roots, back to the basics. Yes.
Cultural,
in the homes. Yes, where we're encouraging everyone, not just the man, to take on a post. We're encouraging the woman, the little girl as well. You know what? You too can be president one day. Yeah. My grandfather told me that I will be somebody very important in Kenya when I'm grown up.
And that is an encouragement. But although I came from an environment where still they were looking at the girls that way and the boys this way, So I think that the society, especially our continent, we need to change the orientation. The culture is the culture. That culture.
I think I feared mentioning that word culture because culture is so deep. When we try to tell people to change their culture, it's almost like removing their identity. So I was trying to
avoid that.
Word. Yes.
Not just about removing that. It's just like the thinking that a woman or a girl child shouldn't be given a specific kind of roles to participate in. Right. That should be removed. That should be adjusted. That's every role. For me, every role is meant for everyone, irrespective of the gender.
Right.
Irrespective of the gender. Everybody should be given the opportunity. We're talking about gender parity. We are still far from it.
We are very,
very far from it.
Now, your journey into politics has been since 2014, and you're obviously in a better position to talk about this subject because you've been there and you've seen it. Yeah. Obviously, you started off as being a special assistant to the state, and then you worked your way up. But even though within that time and now, you still haven't seen many women trickling into major positions. What makes you think that they will give you that ticket? That they will say, okay, Honorable Funmi, we're giving you this ticket. We're putting a trust in you. Represent us as governor.
They cannot say, take the ticket. You must fight for it.
You must go and snatch it.
You must get it. You must fight for it. Nobody will give you on a platter of gold. They will not say, come and take the ticket. That is why we have to come out. When we remain at the background, nobody will call you. Somebody will say, come and do it.
You say, Auntie, here, take it.
No, you must fight for it. And that is what I'm doing. For about 2 years, I've indicated interest and I've been fighting. I've been moving forward. I've been putting every strength, everything within me to ensure that I get the ticket. And getting the ticket is, you must get to the grassroots to meet the people that will give you the ticket, which are the delegates. In Nigeria, we have the delegates that vote for you at the primaries. And when you get the ticket at the primaries, then you can have the ticket of the party. The party will now sponsor you to contest, against whatsoever, the other parties or other parties that gets involved in the election, that will get involved in the election. So you can't just be given. You must fight. And that is why, a lot of things have hindered us, like the economic from somewhere. So if we remain at the back seat, nobody will call us. So we have to indicate interest, come forward, and I believe the world is changing. The world is changing.
The
The world
world
is waiting for us.
It is waiting for
It's
us.
waiting
But
for
don't you
us.
think you're going to be fighting against two things? Misogyny and then the fact that women don't support you. This is a very tough fight, don't you think?
It is. It is. But we'll get there someday. Rome was not built in a day.
Yes.
So, and the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. So this is a step we are taking as women. If we look at the barriers and the disadvantages or the challenges, you will not move. You know, it's sad to hear at times when somebody will say, Funmi, do you think Ekiti is ready for a female governor?
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
When people say
They
that.
say that. Do you think Ekiti is ready?
It's almost as if you're down-talking a woman. Like a woman's
Yes.
place, it's like a woman's place in the society is not there yet.
Yes.
We must wait another 100 years. Really, President? Hello.
There are a few women.
Why don't you say, do you think Kenya is ready to receive a president, not a female president? You know?
Then, yeah.
We when you become governor, you don't want to be referred to as the first female governor in Ekiti State. You just want to be referred to as governor of Ekiti State.
Not the first female. No, governor of Ekiti State. Because these offices, these positions are not meant for just a gender.
They've not been copyrighted for the male.
For the men.
Yes.
For,
I think this is what we need to get the women. We need to let them know that it's not been copyrighted.
yeah. And
You know?
we are better organizers
Yeah.
as women. We have capacities as women. We have talent
I think
as
some
women.
some men will argue with you, but you know, let's just be
Did
honest.
they go through? Did they go through what we go through as women? Did they go through? Can a man, which man, don't have one thing or the other to do with a woman? A woman can say, I don't have something to do with a man.
Yes.
Someone, but a man cannot say that. Even for childbirth, a woman can decide to have babies without a man. He can just go to the bank and get a baby. But a man cannot do that. You need a woman. We birth children. We do a lot of things. These experiences that we go through, either a woman in the rural area, a woman in the city, whatever you are as a woman, the experiences you go through, if these experiences are taken into governance, this world, this our society will be a better place. Yes, it will be.
But you know, let's go back to us women. I know that we're saying that, okay, maybe it could be jealousy, it could be this, but I think that often is second-guessing ourselves as well.
Yeah.
Second-guessing ourselves.
Yes.
You know, that imposter syndrome,
Yeah.
which, by the way, everybody in this world, male, female, anybody at the top, the richest, the poorest, everybody goes through imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
So I think that this is one thing that we women, we need to
eradicate.
Do not
Confidence.
be scared. The imposter syndrome, remove it. Stop second guessing yourself because you can do it.
Yes.
If you know how many times people said, "Oh, Donald Trump will never be president." I mean, I know that's an example. Some people might see that might not be a good example to give, but first time round, they said he cannot
never return.
Then second time round, whatever happened, you know, whatever
But he
happened
got
there.
there.
Then third time round, he's back again. Now that tells
It's
you
confidence and believe in
yourself.
ourselves.
Yes.
We should believe in ourselves as women. Whatsoever a man can do, we can do even much better. They say it, when you want to get something done properly, call a woman. When you want to get good results, call a woman. You get it.
Yes.
So, like you said, we have to believe in ourselves, be confident that we can get it, we can get there, we can achieve it, and we will achieve it.
Absolutely.
Nobody will give us the cup of tea and say, take this. No, we must prove that we can do it.
Yes. And now for the people of Ekiti, what is it that you want to do for them?
Ekiti State is a landlocked state. State of intellectuals.
Right.
But it's sad that the level we are in development in Ekiti State. I was one time a commissioner for Works and Transportation in Ekiti State.
Right.
We did a lot.
Okay.
A lot of infrastructural development, a facelift of the state. We tried to project the states to be seen in the committee of states.
Right.
When I become the governor of Ekiti State, the people needs to get the benefit, dividend of democracy.
Right.
Basic amenities, basic infrastructures. Ekiti is blessed with mineral resources.
Right.
And good soil for agriculture. Intellect.
Food security is
security.
key.
An average home produce graduates in Ekiti State. We have
Serious?
Professors, yes.
So that's where all the brains, that's where all Nigerian brains come from. Oh, wow.
But you can imagine that when you talk about the Ekiti is seen as one of the poor states.
In Nigeria.
Yeah. But we can get to the rightful place. There are a few things that we should call basic amenities we should have, that they are not there. Then we can harness all the natural deposits we have in Ekiti State that can give us an internally generated revenues. But the fact is that some of these things are just there, not looked into.
So it's the state government that's not taking action.
It's leadership problems.
So, but you wouldn't really blame the federal. It's the state, isn't it?
We have the federal system of government in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Resources
so every state
comes from the federal, but the states have their own resources. They can internally generate resources that can help to build. A lot of like you said, almost every home have graduates in Ekiti, but there are unemployment.
Right. So essentially, the leadership needs to come from the state, not from the federal, because the state in the state.
We have the state leadership.
Yeah.
We have the federal leadership.
Yeah.
From the states, which we are the state leadership starts from the state governor.
Yeah.
The executive
So they're the ones who should take responsibility for ensuring that Ekiti is at the top.
Yes, at the top. By harnessing all the resources. And one good thing about Ekiti is that it's a landlocked state. We are interwoven among other states.
Right.
Boundaries with other states. Boundary with 3 or 4 states.
Yeah.
And that
so you could do business with all of the other states.
We can just do business with other states. We have good soil for agriculture.
Right.
Our produce, when we have good roads, these products can easily be transported to neighboring states. But when the roads are not motorable.
Wow.
Yeah. Then we also have mineral resources, even. Do you know Ekiti has bauxite? Ekiti has lithium, limestone. If these resources
in one place, in one state, and it's all just sitting there.
I'm a geologist by profession.
Yes.
With bauxite, if exploited, proper exploration of these mineral resources, a lot of things can be done, and this can generate revenue for the state. Industries can come in. They can come, invest in the state. When the investors come in and they can invest in the state, then our graduates, they will have places to work. There will be employment.
It's going to be high. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
When you have investors, there will be employment. But people cannot come in when there are no basic things for them. Such security, lights. Ekiti State is a state of about just 3.5 million people.
Oh, that's quite small, isn't it? It's small, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nigeria, that's what, 3.5?
Yes, about 3.5 million people. So if we have proper leadership with the same language.
Right.
So I'm very, very optimistic because men have been doing it. We have not seen that drastic, clear difference in governance.
Yes.
Let women be involved now. And let's see the difference.
Open the doors. Open the gates.
Like I said, researchers have said it. They've had different results to say that when women are in places of authority and leadership, there is always progress. difference,
Look at what's
change,
happening.
development.
Look at what's happening in Rwanda. About 64% of representation in parliament is women. The country is moving towards the right direction, not because of President Kagame. I'm sorry to say that, but it is because of the women
involved
in his government. You know, so it's proved. It's already been proved that, you know, with women you can go up and you can go high.
Even let's take an example from our homes. Let the woman be out of the home. You will see everything is disorganized.
The chaos. You come back to chaos. Like a bomb has exploded.
Yes, but let the woman be there. There will be orderliness. Orderliness. Things will move on. So is it as an example?
I think to some extent sometimes I think it's the fear of our power as women. How powerful we are. Because sometimes I hear when people say, when a woman is a leader, she's always about too bossy. So you see, you want to say that a woman is strict, too bossy, too this. You know, we are labeled. Why are you labeling us? We don't want labels. Labels belong on clothes, not on us, you know. And I think then this scares some women away as well. It's like, no, I don't want to be called bossy or too pompous or whatever. No, but I think that when men do it, we don't find a terminology for it. Or do we? We don't. We don't call them bossy.
Yeah,
you know?
I think the reason is because when a woman gets to any place of authority,
yes,
she strives towards getting results. And because women are few,
they always say that. No, they always say that women are the worst managers or leaders because they are too harsh.
It's because she wants to get results, and to get results, you have to be fair. You have to do the right things, and doing the right things then is being labeled as being strict or being harsh or not being friendly. But because when you get there, you need to make a difference.
That's it.
As a woman,
it's your name, it's your legacy.
It's your legacy.
You don't want to leave any stone unturned.
How many are the women involved? So when you have the opportunity to get involved, then you must strive towards making a difference. Strive towards writing your name on the platter of God. So,
Honorable Funmi, don't you also think that women, when we get there to that place of leadership, when you as a governor gets to that office, don't you think that you should either leave the ladder there or make sure that you're not removing any steps? Because I think that is also the biggest problem with us women. You remove some of the steps and somebody can't go up.
Can't go up again.
Or you actually decide to, like, you know what, just remove the whole ladder. That is a big problem, Honorable. Let's talk about it. It's the elephant in the room. It is the elephant in the room.
It's a big problem. Yeah. That's if every woman that has been in a place of authority, leadership, have been able to add more steps to the ladder, then we will have been more involved.
Glue the steps. Make sure nothing is broken so that many women can climb up.
It's an encouragement.
But it's
an encouragement. We have to encourage women. If you're a woman there and you have an opportunity, don't destroy the ladder. Lift up every other woman. I think we should start that campaign. Women lifting women.
Women lifting women.
We're
starting it right here, right now.
Women lifting women. Let the shame. Let's just have that long. The shame moves on. Women lifting women.
That's it. That's
and
it.
By the time you lift one woman, for example, when I become the governor of Ekiti State.
That's right.
And thank God Ekiti State have off-season election in 2026. Other states we have in 2027.
Yes.
I must ensure that in conjunction with other women in the states, that the neighboring states, other states also, will encourage that women come out, get involved.
Yes.
So that by the end of...
Designed for women, that position.
There's a position designed for a gender. Every position is meant for all gender. All. It should either be a man or a woman. We shouldn't say that is what. No, there was a time. There was a time some people say that when a man becomes the governor, they let the woman become the deputy. Why? Who says? Or when a man is the chairman of a local government, then the woman should be the assistant
or deputy assistant. So
Who
we are
says
always
that?
like,
Are we supposed to be there? We are supposed to be at the same level because we have the same gift, the same knowledge, the same talent that is in a man is also deposited in a woman. So we can, this gift needs to be harnessed for productivity. So if a woman is not given a child, how will she harness her gift? How will their gifts in her be harnessed for the betterment of everyone?
how will you see the potential of a woman?
How are we going to see it?
And so this really needs to be from the grassroots, from when young girls are still at school, pointed out. You really need to come from the crowd and step forward.
Yes.
Nobody's gonna say, "Oh, auntie, come." No,
you have to come
need
up.
you need to come from the way. It doesn't matter how many how many people you're stepping on, how many people you're pushing. If it's your time and it's your turn, go and lead. And this is what we are asking today. Yes, is it our turn?
It is our time, and we must stand with our shoulders high and say we are going there.
Yes,
we are goal getters. And we'll get there, we will achieve it with confidence, in ourselves.
Yes.
We should be optimistic that we can do it.
But
we can do it.
Let's go back to Nigeria as a whole. This is the giant of Africa. Yeah. This is a country that has over 250 million, if I must say.
Yes.
And your democracy is quite strong.
Yeah.
And you would think that, all these years, you've had no female governor democratically elected.
No.
Not even pretend elected.
No.
Not even a favor given. Not even like say we're just dashing you that.
No.
Nothing.
No.
Why is that, Honorable? Why?
The same global issue is what we also have in Nigeria. And in fact, I must really commend the administration of President Goodluck Jonathan. The wife, Her Excellency, Patience Jonathan,
yes.
she encouraged women, that under People's Democratic Party.
Yeah.
She encouraged women to get involved by, when it comes to purchase of forms, the percentage
was
reduced for women. So a lot of campaign for women to get involved. In fact, People's Democratic Party.
Is that still going on for your party?
Yes, my party.
So you get a discount as a woman?
Yes, you get.
Oh, amazing.
And in fact, as in the constitution or in the guidelines for elections, when you have positions, 15 positions, they always ensure that you have at least 6 for women. That is elective positions at the party level.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I want to also encourage, I want to really salute and give kudos to People's Democratic Party, Nigeria, for
PDP,
that.
yeah.
PDP, that is where, and PDP will take over.
Right.
Because during the period of PDP in Nigeria, you have difference, you have progress, you have a lot of positive things, in Nigeria. You have, people get dividend of democracy better than what we have now. So for women, the same problem we have globally is what we also have in Nigeria. People not getting because of getting involved due to a lot of economic power, discouragement, opportunities not given to women. But I feel it is time for everyone to get to know that what a man can do, we can also do it. When a woman is involved, it gives room for empowerment for younger women.
That's right.
When a woman is involved, it gives room for diversity. It gives room for inclusiveness when a woman is involved. So I think things are getting better. And the awareness, we need to create more awareness for women's involvement.
Right.
Yes, we need to create and more support.
Give incentives like the discount that your party is giving.
So more support.
Obviously.
For example, if a woman has indicated interest in any of these elective positions,
right,
they should give more consideration to the woman than the man. Because what that man can do, the woman can also do. So they should give them more consideration for women than men, because men have taken the stage for too long. Too long. I've taken over the stage.
Don't vex. Too long.
Too long.
But you know, obviously, as you're vying for that seat, your party chairman and your, all the high executive within the party, do they support women within your party? Like, is there, like, okay, let's push her because she might be the first female governor in this state? Do they do that? Do they go like all out, or is there still too many wrangles? Men stick together. Men stick together as well, my sister. Let's not deceive ourselves. Let's not deceive ourselves.
If you wait for that, you will not move forward.
Yeah.
You will not move on.
Yes.
If you wait for that kind of support.
Yeah.
Because they still feel, can a woman do it? Majority still feel that.
Behind, after you've had the meeting, like just a nice roundtable meeting, when the doors are shut and they're just themselves, that's when they will start saying,
can a woman do it?
Can she really do it?
Can she do it?
Can she do it?
Who says we can't do it? Who says I can't do it? Who says you can do it?
They will start scratching their head. Yeah. My brother, forget that one.
But
we need to still find a way to penetrate within the male circles, because as women we cannot do it alone. We can't do it alone. No way.
We have to keep on pleading and pleading.
Yeah.
Because they have, like I said, they have taken the stage for so long. We keep on pleading with our leaders, our fathers, our brothers, our leaders, in politics, in governance, to give us the chance, to support us. When a man says, you will get there, definitely.
You will get there.
Yeah, because they will rally support for you. So let's... since they have been involved all the while, so we can always plead that they should continue to support us.
But also, Honorable Funmi, this is probably a sensitive issue that maybe I need to talk about, but with women, sometimes when we want to go straight into a position at the top, there's certain, forget the pleading, there's certain things we're expected to give. There are certain things expected of us. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because you're a woman, you have to, maybe give your body, maybe give. This is what I'm trying.
That is one of the discouragements.
Let's just call a spade a spade.
That's one of the discouragements.
And then, it's two ways. Some women will now say, you see, they've elected her, probably going out with
them.
So women don't want to. Women don't want to be attached to that.
Yes.
So how do we navigate this, Honourable?
They say it's a lot. It's a problem too. They feel any woman involved in politics is either she's in
bed with the
she's not. She doesn't have integrity or things like that because. But I want to say that the trend is changing. A lot of us are involved, and we still uphold our integrity and honesty, and also have our homes too. That a lot of us are married with families, and we still uphold integrity and honor, dignity. So, but there has been the norm that any woman there is either she's having one affair with one person or the other, or she's not a woman of integrity.
But nobody wants
and that discourages, that discourages women involvement, actually in my own country too. A lot of people feel, I don't want to be, my image to be tarnished, so let me just remain. But those are just one of those points that they use to discourage us. But we don't have to be moved by such. We don't have to be moved. More so, it's not only even in politics that you get that. Even in places, in organizations too. They tag women when you are rising in your career. They feel, she must be involved in one way or the other that is not proper with the boss. But I want to correct and say that we have women of honor, women of integrity, that are just goal-getters, that are convinced of achieving the optimum of their career. So we should rather encourage them rather than discourage and giving them. For me too, I was tagged Yeah, when I started, get involved,
Really?
Yeah, I was started. They would say, why is she getting this? She's involved with this. But the fact that I did not allow that to discourage me. I remain focused. I remain determined. I concentrate and get focused on my goals and vision. And I see those things as just distractions. So I just
so that you can
push
give
them
up.
aside.
So if somebody, a young woman was watching right now who wants to get into politics and leadership, what would you tell them? Because if that is probably stopping them, what would you tell them, like simply, how they have to navigate that?
I will only advise that just have your goals, just have your plans, have your vision, and let your vision propel you and keep on moving with it. And don't get distracted by side talks, ESCs.
Yes.
And make up your mind, to be a woman of integrity and honor. It's not just only even in governance or in politics that such advances or such issues come up, even when in places of work too. So women face a lot of harassment. Women face a lot of harassment.
That's right.
But when you make up your mind that you have a vision, you have a purpose where you are getting involved, either you are harassed, you have a right to say no, you have a right to say yes. When you say no, then you hold your head high, you uphold your integrity, you will get to where you're going to. And like another major problem is the economic viability of women.
Right.
That
when stops us as well.
It stops us
because you're looking at, you need to put food on the table. Yes. How are you going to take this money and put it in politics? You need to pay school fees for the child.
A lot of things. And do you have that
capacity?
The capacity to get, because it involves a lot of resources, it involves a lot of finances. So it involves a lot. You have to hold different meetings, you have to talk consultation, mobilization, issues like that.
Yes.
So and most of these men that have been involved all the while, some of them have saved the money, some of them have. So, but I want to encourage us this as women. Let us be hardworking, continue to put in our best in whatever we are doing.
Yes.
And the light will definitely shine on our path. It might be difficult, but we get there. Yeah, it may not, if it's not even happening in a generation, another generation will benefit what one generation have sown.
That's right.
So we are sowing that seed of like lifting up each other, getting involved, don't remain at the back seat, be there, tell them we can do it also. They don't. I tell people, do they have two heads?
Yes.
They have just one.
Exactly.
So why would somebody say, I want to, it can be, it is not meant for a woman? Why?
Yes.
Did they write, when you were coming to this write that seat is meant for you? No. We must all put our heads together, struggle for it, fight for it, and we'll get it.
Yes, yes. So, Honourable, as you are preparing for your seat in Ekiti, how are you progressing?
For now, I started about 2 years ago. Indicated my interest, yes.
Wow, so it's been a long journey then.
Yeah, it's been a long journey. And I have a contacts mobilization consultation office already in Ekiti State, in the state capital, where people can come and visit you. We discuss them. We've been, because politics, I started from the grassroots, and it's about the grassroots. So
that's right.
We go from we have local governments in Ekiti State, we have wards.
Yes.
So, and we have 177 wards in Ekiti State. We have 16 local government areas. So we have been on the move from one ward to the other, talking to people. This is like consultation, seeking their support, discussing with them, and planning ahead.
What they want for the state.
Yes. Planning, talking to them, and giving them the reason why that it is time that our people benefit from what we call democracy, the dividend of democracy. And I've tried to make them to also know that women should not just vote, we should also be voted for.
That's it.
And this is the time for us to be voted for. That is true democracy. Why we
That's
don't
right.
just vote? They vote. They should also vote for us.
Yes.
And so I've been on that now for about 2 years, talking to people, moving from one ward, from one local government to the other. And I believe by the time the timetable is out,
Yes.
you know, there's a new electoral law in Nigeria where the timetable will be out like 365 days to the election. So we hope that by July this year,
So that's quite soon.
the timetable will be out, and then we'll now know the different stages to follow, and we kickstart properly.
Yes. Are you excited to
I'm
meet your people?
I'm excited, and I believe that the people know the difference. The people know. Like Ekiti people are learned people. Learned people. They know the difference. They know their rights from their left. They know what is right. They know what is wrong. And they are ready to choose their leader.
Yes.
They are ready to choose who will take them to that promised land, where Ekiti will stand tall in the committee of states, where Ekiti will no longer be seen as a poor state.
Right.
Where they are ready to, you know, in the past, we've had challenges of people buying their conscience, you know, selling out their conscience.
The bag of rice.
You know, but now...
Are you not going to distribute rice?
Definitely we do empowerment for people.
Yes.
But it's
not
not
for
to
them
buy
to
the
buy.
conscience.
Yeah.
No, it's not for the election. It's not for them to buy. It's to help the people, for those indigent people that are in need, or it's part of campaign strategies. You understand? But when it comes to voting, I believe in 2026, Ekiti people will say, this is what we want. We want good governance where they can get benefits, dividends of democracy. So I'm excited and I'm not perturbed. There are distractions, you know, side talks, but I'm not perturbed. I'm focused. I'm moving on.
Yes. Yes.
We are taking that lead. We are taking that place. You hear a lot of discussions, you know, discouraging words from people that need to support you. But we will tell them, the people will say, we are ready to determine our own future.
That's right. That's right. And I think it's also, it's about the shift of mindset, what the people really want. And it's interesting now in Africa, the voting population is the youth.
Yes.
Which is 70%.
The youth.
They are the ones that now deciding, well, we call them what? Gen Zs? Some of
Yeah.
we call
Millennials.
Gen Zs and millennials.
Yeah.
But you know,
Alpha.
but it's interesting. The Gen Zs, they really know what they want. And okay, we're running. Hello, welcome on the show.
Hello?
Hello. Hi, how are you? Welcome on the show. Hello. Okay, there was some noise in the background. Yes, but we've only got a few minutes left, guys. If you're calling, please, we have a few minutes left. But it's, as I was saying, the Gen Zs now, they're changing. They're reading the Constitution.
Yeah.
They're reading manifestos.
Yeah.
They're not just out there listening to music and, and you can try and hide, some new laws or new bills and, and you think they're not going to see what happened in Kenya,
I'm interested.
Hello. Hi, welcome on the show.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Very welcome, ma'am.
Yeah.
I greet Her Excellency, the Honorable Mrs. Ogun Funmilayo Theresa, our incoming Governor of Ekiti. I welcome you this afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
The anchor, I greet you also.
Thank you.
I have to have some little. Yes, thank you. I've been listening to the program from the start, and I have to put some little contribution to the ongoing program. Yes, Honorable Mrs. Ogun Funmilayo have the capacity and the charisma to lead the Ekiti State. We have been living, Ekiti people have been living in penury and abject poverty of the bad-led government of Ekiti. And who are the person, the chosen one to rescue the people from the bad government. And the person is the only person we know and we need. Honorable Mrs. Ogun Funmilayo Theresa. I believe that whatever man can do, woman can do better. Because you see, this country as a whole, not only Ekiti State, this country as a whole, you see, we have given so many chances to men to govern us in this country. And I can tell you that they have performed work in all the political political office. So, what are we going to do to rescue our people from the bad government we have been living, we have been sharing in the country? Allow women to lead us. Allow women to lead us so that you can have the dividend of the democracy.
Thank you.
Particularly here in the
Thank you. So that's one vote. You've already got one vote there from a man. Wow. Thank you so much. Wow. That's incredible.
And we solicit support from other men.
Thank you so much.
We can't do it alone. We need you as our fathers, our brothers, our leaders to support us. Let the advocacy continue.
The state people are fully behind the Honorable Ogun Funmilayo Theresa. They have been on this quest for a very long time. For the past 2 years, they have been consulted. They have been going around the state through the state local government leaders in the Ekiti State, consulting the leaders of the party, the people of the Ekiti State. Let them know that he's ready to lead us. Because we don't only need a person that can just come from any angle that, okay, we just come with a promise that that will make a promise to us that will not fulfill. But Honorable Mrs. Funmilayo Theresa is a leader that we can fully vote in our leadership.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow, he's so passionate.
He's so passionate.
He wants you there right now.
We'll get there. We'll make a difference. We'll make a difference by the special grace of God.
But isn't this incredible that you have a man advocating for women leadership?
Yeah, there are some men that are very objective. There are some men that are very objective. They know the truth and they know. Yeah, I remember there was a man that called me sometimes and said, I have a wife. My wife is so passionate, so dedicated, so efficient, hardworking. She has been a major support for him at home. So that he believes that if a woman is also given an opportunity, that she will do well because that she has seen the difference. She knows it. She can feel it. So, and I want to appreciate that man. And all that men there, please give us this support.
Give us the support. Absolutely.
We can make a difference.
We are going to have Honorable Funmilayo here, very frequently. So, guys, stay with us. The show is not long. We're just about to sign out. But stay with us. She's going to be coming here. We will update you until we know 2026 she is going to take that seat. For me, it's a done deal. Listen to what the man said already, that for 2 years they've been advocating. It's time now. It's your time. It's your turn. Thank you so much for the service that you give to
Professor Long.
The service you give to Ekiti people is incredible. Thank you. Yes. And, this journey, just know that you're not alone.
Thank you.
And you're not just with women. It's proven here now with that one call that you are actually with men as well. They are also tired of these men leading all the time and leading us to nowhere land. So, I wish you all the best. And thank you so much for watching. Keep staying with us, guys. God bless you. And until next time, goodbye.
You are watching Faith World TV. Faith World TV, changing the world with the Word of God.